Hey folks, I apologize for the highway noise. My shop is kind of close to the highway, so anyway, I thought I would do a quick review on my new helmet. It is an Arccaptain Velocity X, and before we get into it, I'll go over its features very thoroughly, and as well as the price point and all that good stuff. But I thought it might also be kind of fun for you guys to see how welding helmets have evolved. So my very first helmet was just a flip up, the really old school. I learned welding, I guess it was around 1989 when I first learned how to weld, and we just had flip up. My very first auto darkening helmet was this Jackson, and you can see how small the window is, and you literally had to push on the screen to turn it on and push it to turn it off. It runs on, you unscrew this and change out a couple of AAA batteries. The head rig was real basic, but it was all I could afford at the time, so that's what I got. Anyway, I ran with this for several years, and then actually quite a few years, and then eventually I upgraded to this Hobart, which was a considerable upgrade. It has solar charging, but it runs on batteries as well. All your good helmets are going to have both battery and solar, not just strictly solar. But this one, you could adjust the delay and the shade a little bit, but you didn't have any way to switch to weld or anything like that. And this one, get the dust off of it, you had to push the on button on it, so you had to turn this one on and off. Head rig was basically about the same, other than the sweatbands, but anyway, nice, decent helmet, but only 2 sensors. Then I upgraded to this flashy blue thing. By the way, fancy colored helmets don't make you weld better. This one has 3 sensors. This one was a Hobart Creator line, and it was around $100. All of these I paid basically about $100 for. That's what I normally pay for a helmet, because I'm a fabricator. I'm not a welder. I don't weld every single day. This one, as you can tell, has got a much larger screen, and it's got a much larger solar panel. The nice thing about this one is you don't have to turn it on and off. It automatically comes on whenever you strike an arc, and it has a weld switch right here when you can switch if you want to use it for grinding. Excuse me, weld grind switch, which is nice. But technology is evolving really quickly on helmets. So I just happened to look, and I noticed Arccaptain. I was just checking out some of their stuff, and this is what I got. This helmet is way superior to anything else I've got. The technology behind it is amazing. I'll explain that here in 1 second. First, I want you to notice the considerable width of how much wider this one is. So it is quite a bit wider, so it makes it much more respirator friendly compared to the older one. Alright, this one is, it triggers at, instead of 1 and I think it's 25 thousandths of a second, it triggers at 1 and 30 thousandths of a second. So it's got a really fast trigger, and it actually has 5 sensors. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sensors on it, and go over here on the back side. You've got this little control panel, and you can switch it from, you got to hold it for a few seconds for it to turn on. it has multiple features. You can scale up. The one of the things that I really like about it, it has a cutting mode. So if you're using a plasma cutter, it has a mode for that, which is fantastic because I have a plasma cutter and I have a real tough time seeing through my helmet. It also has, of course, weld and grind. You can access the grind by this little button over here. So all you gotta do is hold the button and it just switched over to grind. You can hold it again and it flips back. Now, you see the little red button, the little red light? That's a really good feature. So when you're grinding, you can keep this helmet on and you can glance down and look and see if that little light is flashing. It's just a tiny little flash right there. So I kind of wish it would just stay on, but I guess for battery consumption they'd have it just flash. But when you've got it in grind, you can see that in the helmet without taking the helmet off. You can just glance down and look for that little red flash and know if you're in grind mode or weld mode, because you don't want to be in weld mode. I will think you're in weld mode and be in grind mode and start an arc. So you got nice controls over here that you can adjust your shade, but you can also do it from the outside over here, which is very nice. The nicest thing on this, which is what this is, the new technology is, this is not only is it auto darkening, it's auto shading. So when you've got it in weld mode, if you hold this center button down, it will activate the automatic weld mode. So right now, if you see down here, it says auto on the side. If I hold that button down, it then switches to standard welding mode. And you can adjust the shade by turning this knob, is how you can adjust the shade, which is pretty slick. If you want to go to a different mode, you just hit the button quickly, just a single D press, and I'll switch to cut. And it's going to give me a 4 shade, which I can increase if I want, or I can decrease it. Same thing. Anyway, so it also has the ability to store settings. And you can store up to 10 settings, I think. So I've switched it back to auto. If you want to do a quick save of whatever your settings are, you can hit this button and save it. I'm probably not going to use that just because I could set it probably faster than I could recall the setting. The viewing window, if I can get the headgear out of the way, the viewing window is really clear and is almost true color. These other helmets are all green. This one, and as the older the helmet, the worse it is. This has got the best view. You can see my fingers, and I'm not under any kind of special light. It's just some natural daylight coming through. You can see my fingers through the window. So I have no trouble seeing pre-arc what I'm doing with huge window. The other things that I like about this helmet, besides the large window and the being able to access the grind weld switch from the outside, is the protective cover. This protective cover is as thick as a set of safety glasses. So it's a true polycarbonate hard cover, which, you know, could save, well, I'm not going to say it's going to save your face, but it's probably going to save the unit. So just yesterday I had a grinding wheel brand new 4.5-inch grinding wheel disintegrate just at starting the cut. It was a defective grinder plate, and it broke up and flew everywhere and just got me. But luckily, you know, it didn't get my face or the helmet, but this would have stopped it. These right here, it would have stopped it and saved the helmet. This is not going to save anything. This is just thin. It'll slow something down, but it's not going to really protect you the way this is. The head rig is a nice head rig. It's got basically, it's got the front pad and then three supports for your head. So you can fine tune this and have this thing sit exactly where you need it to go. I had no trouble with it staying up when I locked it up. It basically worked really well. Also, another nice feature is you can adjust the depth of where this thing is in ratio. Let me get it where it is in ratio to the hood to the harness as far as front and back. You can do that without having to use a tool. Most of these other helmets have got a screw on the side. This one, you've got these nice little tabs right here, and you can slide the whole rig forward and back. And these are, while this stuff appears really thin, it's real pliable and real comfortable to wear. And this having a nice pivot with this kind of rubber back, I found this helmet to be very, very comfortable. Now, I bought this helmet. I did not go out and buy. I'm not a support. Didn't get sent to me for free or anything like that. I just thought I was impressed with enough that I decided to do a video on it, because I thought there might be some other people out there looking for a really neat helmet. I mean, honestly, this is the best helmet I've ever worn. And I got out for $100. So it's got every feature I could ever want. The only thing, my only complaint on this helmet is that it does not auto turn on. If it auto turned on, I would absolutely have no complaints whatsoever. But since it does not auto turn on, and I've gotten spoiled by this helmet, I now have to go back to one like that where I had to remember to turn it on and turn it off. Let me tell you what comes in the box. Comes with a nice bag, so you can keep it from collecting dust in your shop when you're not welding, which is a nice thing. It also comes with two extra batteries, and they are 2450. They're pretty heavy duty large batteries. And as well as it comes with some extra parts that I don't even know what those are for. I haven't checked the manual for that. Looks like they may be for mounting something on the helmet. Comes with the manual. Comes with one inside lens and two replacement. Let's see. One inside lens and two replacement outside lens. And you can see, hopefully you can see, I don't want to really open these up, but they appear to be about 1/8 of an inch thick lenses. And one is another clear lens that comes on it, and the other one is one of those blue blockers, so it's a yellow lens. So plus your manual. This, for those that are interested, the actual number on this thing, this is actually an X1.0 P31 Maxi.AMS Plus. That is the actual model number of this. But just look for velocity. Excuse me. Anyway, all you fabricators out there or light welders, I don't know if this is going to last like my Hobarts have or my Jackson. They never failed me. They just basically got outclassed. So if you guys want to like and subscribe, that'd be great. Give me a shout if you got any questions. Hope you guys have a great day.